right combos with Ares and Kukulkan theoretically are going to be really good. This could end up being a really solid game for the Titans.
Yes, I think this draft puts quite a bit of pressure onto Aurora, though, as maybe that primary beats burner so that Thor can do it safely. But we'll end up seeing how they plan on executing it. It's
really
Dolson and
be able to find his pacing in the jungle. It should be just a comfort pick for him.
Right, you hope so.
Benji.
He'll start.
So he does survive the ultimate itself and uses that roar to CC immune the slow. Small micro interactions like that can change the face of the game, kind of like Phantom working his way into duo.
Panatom not here for the buff, but he's here for the gank, and he's here for first blood. Aurora still no chance. Ah, but Scary D on the counter gank. Double stun on the backside, but there's just not enough damage yet from Cyclone Spin to turn around the fight. It's going to be the Leviathan striking blood first.
Panatom looked like he wanted to go back in there, jumps forward, realizes
look like the Jean Kui for those who aren't as familiar with the scaling. I'll pause, see what happens to Panatom here. Aurora right in to the wall from Rongyu. Could Ares fall for the second time? Crush nearly. My man's got 21 HP. Julio over the wall. Blink. Double fearless. He's got it. Paul double stun though underneath the tier 1 tower, but the Leviathan's able to retreat.
Man, Julio with that rotation, so good for his team. Doesn't quite find the kill with the ultimate, but does force out
these beads off for the big engages from Aurora. It's going to be ever so difficult for the Titans to find these early fights. Rongyu being looked at a little bit here. Root could be down on the other side. Scary D's just going to find the stun, a little poke damage, and the Titans will back away.
So far, the Leviathans have only been willing to fight around Panatom, who immediately dashes forward, takes the ultimate from Aurora, is forced to use the beads there. The clap from Rongyu is going to put him in the dirt. Aurora falling for the third time, this game.
That was kind of beefy damage from Rongyu there. I did not expect that. Game-changing is the right word. Game-changing Gold Fury I've ever seen. With how cautious we're playing around this, and maybe it makes some sense. Maybe you're just looking for something like this, a pick over on Rongyu, make life easier. Beautiful wall from Scary D. Rongyu attempting to disengage, but now Benji is here. Solo laners are here, up into the sky. Goes Scary D. Benji, the first casualty, and Aurora will finally charge up the ultimate, but he's only pulled back in one, and it's Julio. That's not who you want in the backline, but Scary D, he'll get it done himself. A double stun on the backside. Leviathans, they pick out Benji, but they lose Panatom in the meantime.
Paul decides to go for the solo ultimate onto Julio, does drop him down to half health, but drops down to half in exchange himself, losing out on his beads as well. Tartarus Titans now fully on the retreat, but Aurora left high and dry, fearless into the wall.
Oh, and they're the Vines coming out to play a little bit. Shinto's the one who picks up the kill.
Hold up.
And look at Julio. He doesn't want to finish off the other kill. He wants more on the backside. Oh, he's going to do it to him. Gets Paul, needs the cooldown. Scary D attempting to chase down the kill, but Shinto is here in assist. Julio nearly got the double on the back end.
Global ultimate inside of Scary D. Says, I don't care. My team will be here eventually. Drops the ultimate just raw. Doesn't need any CC. And forces out Cyclone, to set up for the gold tree itself. In exchange, the Titans try to get over to this Fire Giant in time, but immediately spotted out. Now the Leviathans stagger their way in.
Scary D, Anvil of Dawn, looking for the engage. A little bit of a grouping there instead. Those mid lane Harpies get absolutely dunked on, and Scary D now does not have that ultimate for the remainder of what could be a Fire Giant fight. As a matter of fact, look at the diamonds on the left-hand side of your screen. Benji, Scary D, Aurora, no ults. Leviathans feeling like they're in a good spot to take this fight. All 10 relics ready to go for the Leviathans. Scary D waiting for the beads. Aegis blinked out for Benji. Leviathans get the FG. Will there be a fight on the back end of it? The Leviathans feel like they've got the advantage. Paul has to leave the fray. So does Scary D. But up and over. Who else but Julio joins the fight. But out he goes. Leviathans looking for the opening pick. Paul survives, but a spear from Yarkor gets it done. Cyclone's he's been free casting mid.
Yarkor?
Pull back one.
Jumps in on his own, does not care. Double kill for the new ADC. Now Cyclone Spin isolated, falls down to Shinto. Leviathans are running away with the pace of this game. Only trading out Panatom. They gotta feel good about it. Fire Giant on 4. Tier 2.
If you're the Titans, let's see if this gap gets closed. Fire Giant started up the moment it spawns by the Leviathans. Benji's going to be sent around the right here. Aurora poking forward, but look how fast this objective is dying. If the Titans want to go, they need to go now, and they have not gone in time. Instead, Shinto confirms the objective. Aurora down to 10% HP, eats the Desert Fury, but Scary D, he's found the backline. He's found Shinto, he's found the opening kill. but is it enough? Aurora low as well, and Yarkor has cleaned up the Thor on the backline. And look at the backliners though for the Leviathan, still alive, still full HP. Yarkor positioning himself properly to stay in it, but Paul, he stormed the gates, he's gotten the kill. It's wrong, you trading back one onto Aurora. Julio's health bar is melting down as well, and it's Cyclone Spin with the HP.
And Cyclone Spin keeps moving forward. Root from Benji is good, but Julio still had the ultimate available to him, should be able to disengage out of that one. A staggered engage from the Titans might pan out, but Cyclone Spin doesn't catch the memo. The rest of his team disengages.
Whoa,
Cyclone Spin wants the kill. That's 60 seconds without your ADC, Dave. 30 seconds with support, and 20.
That's right, Fire Minions pushing down the left side. That Phoenix will respawn here shortly. You still have plenty of physical damage from Julio, plenty of physical damage from Panatom as well to get this Phoenix worked down. Benji is here trying to play Separator. Scary D, he's back and respawned as well. Is there enough damage from Panatom? Not just yet.
Tough.
Scary D dunks down, wall goes up, but that just separates. Scary D 8, a little bit more damage than he bargained for on the defense, but now it's the re-engage from Julio. Wrong you. The cavalry is in. Paul decimated by the onslaught from the Leviathans. Benji retreating with half of his health bar, and it is whittling away. Could this be the end of the game? Could the Titans have defended somewhere where they shouldn't have? All three Phoenixes are down. The Titan, thanks to the minions, is already at half HP. The Leviathans, Mifflin, just need to walk in. They just need to auto-attack. It's a big three-man pull from Aurora. Is it enough? The respawns from the Titans are in. Only Paul is left down. He's not alive to defend the base. Shinto takes Cyclone Spin with him. Rongyu and Julio group up. Yarkor and Shinto back at the entrance to the mid lane. Phoenix, Aurora still full HP, and Benji continues to surge forward.
Rongyu now low, forced to back up, but Julio has been low this entire time, does not care, finds the Fearless onto Benji, and sets up Yarkor for the big kill. Scary D now in the air.
Why would Julio care? He hasn't yet, and why would he start now? It's the up-down from Scary D. Finds Yarkor, but it's a double from the on-her. This game is certainly coming to a close here. Big stun from Yarkor. Of course, Julio will finish off the deicide. He'll finish off the game, and Leviathans take game one.
Man, Paul steps up, maybe to lose his life one more time. Luckily, gets saved by the clock. The Titan couldn't draw breath long enough for Paul to lose his.
And able to get away. On her has a leap to get away. Raijin has a leap to get away. King Arthur has a dash to get away. And
Leviathans and Titans will go toe-to-toe. Interesting start before I introduce my mystery co-caster here. The Titans all grouping up as all right, well, our graphics. Our graphics bailed you out there.
And act as a concentrated unit. Now Aurora forced to rotate back over to the dual lane so he doesn't put Paul too far behind. Is going to be benefiting from the benevolence, giving all of his lane partners a little bit of additional farm.
Panatom, here's you, Miff, and he wants to get things going right away, and he will get things going. First blood over to the Leviathans. It's a sidestep from Julio, but it's not enough. Scary D in onto the counter gank. Both solo laners down, stolen away by Scary D, trying to put pressure onto Julio the best that you can. Seems like that's what you kind of got to do against Julio after game number one. You got to try to put pressure there, cross your fingers, hope it works out. But look at the pressure that's on to Scary D now. Stun connects, Julio rotates on over from solo, and everyone's here as well. The Leviathans send 4.
Nice
and
ult.
Scary D goes down. Beautiful ultimate from Rongyu as well. Aurora deciding where he can position himself to be of the most use, but away. It's about the game plan. Right, we've talked about the Leviathans. Let's bide our time. Let's get the objective. Back away, bait in the enemy team. Cyclone Spin trying to stay alive here was his game plan. The re-engage from the Leviathans. They don't want to wait. They want to engage, and they want to do it now. Scary D will get the stun onto Yarkor, but Yarkor has the beats. It's a stun return from Rongyu onto Aurora, but Aurora shakes it off, driving strikes right on through Yarkor. Both hunters down.
Panatom and Rongyu
just not swinging in their way one way or the other. Bit of a pivot for Paul. Goes Spear of Desolation first overall on the Zhongqi this time. Divine Ruin was first overall in game number 1, so maybe not needing it as much. Rongyu, Stygian Torment, no good. Scary D picks up the early pick. Gold Fury spawn is a big fight for the Tartarus Titans. If you can get one more, you feel confident around this objective. Shinto with the Taiko drums, fearing and taunting in a couple members of the Tartarus Titans. Yarkor all alone on the backline, uses his beats. He'll stay alive, but Scary D leaping on in. Panatom has found the kill, though, onto Paul on the backside. Will the set escape? For the time being, yes. Scary D chases down onto one, and Shinto will end up going down. Big trades back and forth on either side. Believe it was a 2-for-1 for the Titans.
Yeah, Titans
towards
come
that
out ahead.
scaling point in the game. Still Executioner, Wind Demon, Deathbringer waiting. 3-1-1 for Scary D as well. We asked for a little bit more pressure out of the jungle, and we've certainly gotten it here.
Rongyu.
From the Tartarus Titans jungler. Oh my god, Rongyu. Well, you can't participate on your red buff, I suppose, but now Panatom is in, and look at the damage that's weaving through from the Leviathans here. Panatom and Shinto can cleave so much of that damage around clumped up targets. Yarkor does not have his ultimate here. He'll have to go beneath his own tier 1 tower. Scary D has been left for dead. Aurora with a knockback, but Scary D dies nonetheless. Panatom has to leave. Do Yarkor, Shinto, and Panatom re-engage? They sure do. There's the slow we've been talking about, and there's the Raiju as well. A double kill for Shinto, and the Raijin is on the board.
Man, the Leviathans, it's crazy how much trust they put in each other as a team. Even when they fall low, they know, as long as I'm able to make something proactive happen here, my team can move.
Here, where it looks like Rongyu is just dead to rights, and then the Titans are able to leave, but then there's such a quick response from Panatom and Shinto time and time again that end up making it like a 2-for-1 trade. See how that plays out here around the Gold Fury. Started out by the Titans. Leviathan's a bit slow on the response. Shinto still back in base. Stygian Torment onto 3, but Aurora gets out of it. It's an immediate ultimate on to Rongyu, so he'll crash down here shortly, and Rongyu will leap away. Call an ambulance this time for Rongyu, and the Tartarus Titans happy to take that pick. The rest of the Leviathans have to back off.
But what a distinct call. Do they need to back off? They used 4 ultimates and only 2 of them actually hit Rongyu. Sure, you pick up the kill, but Paul drops his ultimate, hits nobody. Aurora mistimes his own, and now the turnaround starts. Panatom's in.
Lot spent on getting this kill into Rongyu. Will it make Paul pay? It sure will. Panatom just shy of being stunned away. Another engage. Another double kill for Shinto on the Rongyu. Could be looking at 3. Raiju just a bit wide. Thunder Crash up, down. Yarkor, Desert Fury, take the kill, my man. Oh, the stun is beautiful. Double for Yarkor. You gotta be kidding me. Leviathans firing on all cylinders.
They really are, man. Phenomenal Leviathans again. Pyromancer down to 30%. No defense from the Titans. That's yet another objective. Might as well go for the Fire Giant at this rate.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Shinto takes over to level 20, first to do so in the game. That means his starter item has been upgraded. A couple members of the Titans lagging behind their counterparts on the race. 3 levels behind for Paul out of the mid lane. Early engage from Rongyu here won't result in much, but Benji has to leave. There's the aggressive Thunder Crash from Shinto. And wouldn't you guess it, he's rampaging through this game. Yarkor gets the second of the fight, and the Leviathans will not be denied. Could be a third on the menu.
Scary D steps back forward, but fortunately is able to avoid the ultimate from Julio. If he gets hit there, likely loses his life. Instead, only loses the tier 2 tower, as well as 2 of his friends, Benji and Aurora, are going to be watching from the grayscale screen for the next half a minute or so. Leviathans, almost as a consolation prize, can you hear the sarcasm dripping in my voice, back up to the Fire Giant, and they should be able to take it for free. Tartarus Titans, nowhere on the defense, and they make the right call this time around. No way can they step up 3 versus 5.
As well, lots of cleave damage, as we've talked about from this Leviathan's team, to melt through some of those priority targets. Minion wave works its way in. Stygian Torment from Rongyu onto the backline, but it's immediately stunned out, and Paul will survive and push back the initial onslaught. But look at Panatom. The health bars are missing. The Leviathans have found their opening. It's a double kill from Julio. Panatom has gotten one as well onto Benji into the fountain, and Aurora will take the consolation prize, but it's Aurora, it's Scary D against 4 members of the Leviathans.
Yeah, 4 healthy members of the Leviathans. Scary D, no ultimate available, dropped down to 50%, goes back to the fountain, but exposes his Titan.
That's gotta be it here, Mifflin. You gotta think it is the Leviathans feeling healthy enough, damaging enough to turn their eyes towards the Titans. Scary D will be the final one to go down in this game unless Aurora makes the next, but the Titan will fall, the final casualty. The Leviathans take this 1 and 2.
Did you see that, Dave? Yarkor ignores the Titan, and his team enables that behavior. They are